You mean all my life underpaid ako?
Wow.
Kaya wala akong kinukuha. Charot. Akala ko magaling ako, yung pala mura ako.
Pero hindi, pero ito,
The reverse side of the coin, nagkakaroon ng saturation point ng streaming.
Totoo. We have a generation that is not getting used to watching a movie in a cinema. I mean, my own kids will only watch.
Do I think that Golden Reviews is a film critic, for example? And to me, that's a very uninteresting question.
Some say the last 20 years have birthed a new golden age of Philippine cinema. And yet, so many struggle to bring audiences to the theater. What does it take to be a successful film, both commercially and critically? Today, we have creatives and thought leaders across the local film industry. Award-winning actress and director, Alessandra De Rossi. Director General of the Film Academy of the Philippines, Paulo Valleluna. Producer and President of the Idea First Company, Percy Intalan. Film critic and festival programmer, Jason Tandy. Welcome to the Roundtable. Let's get started, guys. Thanks for being here. Okay, so first question, Paulo, what is the state of local cinema today?
Okay, broadly, it's not good. Pero wait kailangan natin muna kind of redefine what cinema is. Kasi if we define cinema as just the practice of going to theaters, as an industry, no, bibili ka ng ticket, manonood ka sa sinihan, it's really struggling. Post-pandemic, hindi na umahon so far. However, tuloy-tuloy ang productions. And the concept of cinema, of people gathering around as a crowd to watch either to their phones, sa streaming sa TV, tuloy-tuloy naman. Sa totoo lang, di mamamatay ang cinema in that sense, if we redefine it that way. But the industry, it is struggling, but the struggle is actually an evolution. It doesn't mean death.
What is the evolving struggle?
We've seen this before. I don't know if you guys remember, back in the early 2000s, nagbago ng format from 35mm to digital. Philippine cinema's dying. And who came in to save cinema? Independent cinema. Okay, of course, it democratized the idea of filmmaking, so everyone made films. And then the mainstream producers latched on to it, and then reconfigured their whole system ulit, and then became mainstream ulit. Ngayon, the evolution is, I cannot predict kasi because of one weird situation. Because of social media, wala na tayong sense of monoculture.
Okay.
Wala nang one big film, wala nang Titanic, wala nang one big musical act apart from Taylor Swift, no? Everyone niche na which is good. It democratized taste. Everyone has a choice where to go, what to watch, and what to do. So now, the producers will now identify anong niche ang gusto nilang i-target at dun sila yayaman. Except for, we have one strange timetable sa Pilipinas. Every December, we have Metro Manila Film Festival. Locked in lahat ng Pilipino to watch Filipino films during that period. And most of the films, they make money.
So it's good that production is ongoing. But as a producer, Percy, what do you think is the challenge then now?
The challenge is for producers, no? I think the challenge is to be creative about it. Because the old model obviously is not working. The traditional model, you make a film, you put it out in the cinemas, and you try to make your money back in the cinemas. That's not 100% sure. Some producers, diba, are lucky that they get that. Some producers think that they will get their money from streaming, but the money in streaming is also very finite. So you have to manage that. Some producers think that, okay, maybe I can still set it abroad. Maybe I can go to festivals and be able to pitch my film. The chances of you succeeding in that are also not very high, but it's a legit, revenue stream if you crack it. So people have to really be creative about what to do with each particular film. So there's no one model, I think, that will work for every film. You have to assess your film. This project looks like it's a festival film. Maybe it will start there. This project looks like it should go to the MMFF. But you have to be very honest with yourself that this film is maybe not for MMFF. This film maybe is going to go straight to streaming. This film maybe is better as a series. So that's what I mean by you have to be creative about it.
Is that solely up to you, or do you guys, everyone within the production, have a say in that?
Well, I guess it starts with the producer, but then you have to have the buy-in, obviously, of the director and the performers, because they might have their own opinion about the thing, especially the writers who maybe envision this as something for the big screen, and here you are saying that, hey, we're gonna put it on YouTube. No, so there's a bit of a discussion, but you have to be honest that this is the reality of it.
So from the onset, strategic na direct, no?
Yeah, it has to
Parang
be.
alam mo na dapat kung saan mo dadalhin.
Unless, yun nga, gusto mong kumita ng pera, alam mo yung tamang formula. Breakup movie, lagyan mo ng magandang theme song, mahabang yung makaka-relate lahat, di ba? I-cover mo, mahabang montage, may mamamatay sa dulo. Alam na natin yun eh. Kaya lang, syempre, hindi naman pwede paulit-ulit, di ba? Na gano'n.
Yeah.
Although, kung yun yung gagawin mo, sure na yun.
Mas malaki ang chance.
Hindi,
Yes.
yun na yun. Sure na yun.
But we've also seen some rom-coms that
Mhm.
haven't done well, kahit na big names. From your perspective, ano yung secret sauce nga? Para sure na
Tamang
bumenta?
casting dapat talaga. Hindi pwede yung sikat lang or maingay lang yung name or sila. Pag hindi talaga nila kaya yung role, hindi nila kaya yung role. Ganon siya. For me, hindi ko alam sa ibang tao.
Casting talaga is key.
Casting.
And I think important talaga now that I think the audience is not as forgiving if you cast the wrong person or the person that you cast maybe cannot perform the character well. You see the reaction immediately. And the thing that can kill a film, what can make a film work, diba? Pero what can kill a film really quickly is bad word of mouth.
Yeah.
Yun talaga.
Speaking of word of mouth.
Yes, there's segue yun.
Bad word of mouth. But I think that honestly, criticism, it just helps audiences find the films. I don't think actually I was talking to a bunch of critics about this. Na a good review can't always save a film. A bad review can kill a film so easily. And some films, right? Some films can withstand like negative criticism, and some films can't. I think studio films in general, diba? Because they have backing, because they have a machinery of marketing, because there are mall shows, diba? Parang nakakahanap pa rin siya ng audience kahit mixed yung review, diba? Pero kapag mix yung review tapos independent yung film, mas mahirap. I remember parang 2 or 3 years ago sa Cinemalaya, may isang film na early on nagka-negative reviews siya. Tapos it was an okay film and I watched it, pero sobrang empty yung sinehan. And so I think that criticism helps guide people towards films, but it can't really save a lot of the films.
They'll
Especially
edit it out. Ano yung
independently.
pelikula? Malaman.
Nakalimutan ko yung title. Oo, pero balikan kita. Pero willing naman ako sabihin. Yun, pero it's one of those Cinemalaya films. And I think also the role of, when you were saying, Percy, di ba parang yung role ng, ang pelikula ba na ito pupunta siyang film festival or streaming, ganon. I think that's more related to not necessarily the quality of the film itself, pero siguro ano yung audience na hinahanap nung pelikula. And siguro that's one of the things that I like about festivals, na nag-introduce siya ng mga iba't ibang voices, ng mga kwento. Alam mo na meron kang initial na parang screening process, di ba? Ganon. Pero at the same time, yun rin yung part na ayoko about festivals, siguro, as a person who also works in festivals, di ba, na to a certain extent, nagiging eventized, nafo-focus yung attention natin sa iilang days of the year, and hindi natin naalagaan, or we can't take care of the health of the industry at large, right? I remember when Sunshine was released earlier this year, diba? Parang there were a handful of other films that also premiered, and to a certain extent, because Sunshine, they were in theaters and they were lining up for queues, they became aware of like so many local films, diba, that were already screening, and the other films don't have that marketing machinery, they don't have that word of mouth, and so yun yung purpose ng festivals. But I'm trying to figure out, parang, is there a way na we can get those audiences into theaters at other times of the year, diba? Kasi that's when filmmakers need them the most, I think. Yeah.
So you mentioned nga Sunshine, and I think it's the breakout film of maybe the year, certainly like the season. But I want to ask everyone, ano yung mga breakout moments across maybe the last 10 years of local cinema where you thought, okay, this is a step in the right direction. It's a big step towards the progress of the industry.
10 years ago lang ba yung Antoinette Downey film din?
Tadhana.
Tadhana.
Hindi, ako 10 years ago ba ang kita-kita? Kasi
Mga
yun for me.
Mga 7, 6
Kita-kita
years
for
ago.
me was
Yeah.
a milestone.
Hindi
Correct.
ko rin in-expect yun eh. Pero yun nga, nag-open siya ng doors for independent cinema.
I remember when Kita-Kita opened, I was chatting with Sigrid, no? and I was monitoring the box office. Yung simula ng Kita-Kita was talagang okay. It's okay for an independently produced film, not a studio film, ganyan. Pero yung bilis ng dami ng audience, yun yung phenomenal.
Yeah.
Which I think yun yung, for me, is still a sign that there's an audience out there that's just waiting for something new,
Yeah.
but
Yes.
waiting for somebody to tell them it's new.
Yes.
And that could be the critics, that could be your kapitbahay, your friends, diba? Or maybe in the press. Pero it has to come from somewhere. Pero yun, it can work that way. And I think Sunshine benefited that way too. Yung ingay nung simula, nag-magnify quickly.
Yeah.
There's another film also, Lasting Moments. Had the
Oh,
same-
yeah.
had
At
the
that was
same,
strange,
oo.
nung narinig natin. And because...
And we were all surprised,
Oo.
diba?
Kasi yung bigger audience niya actually wasn't Metro Manila.
Mhm.
It was outside Metro Manila. But
Yeah.
it earned. I mean,
Yeah.
have you heard of it?
No.
See, it didn't get a lot of buzz in the film circles, pero apparently the audience found out about it. And
Which shows that the bubble is just a bubble, but there's another thing altogether.
yes.
Totoo yan.
You mentioned you didn't expect yung success, but in hindsight, what did you see about Kita-Kita na? Okay.
For me, I just wanted to do something new. Kasi lahat ng film ko talagang poverty porn, di ba? Yung, sorry, di ba? Watchlist, yung walang ano. Ito, bago, leading lady, tas comedian yung partner mo. Yun lang siya. Pero hindi ko nakita na, like nung ipapalabas siya sa sinehan, feeling ko wala namang manonood. Kasi yun din yung sinabi sa amin eh, na hindi kami sikat as movie actors ni Empoy. Parang walang mag-i-invest sa amin na malaking studio.
Mhm.
Totoo naman. Kasi wala kaming hit eh. So, paano siya nangyari? Hindi ko rin alam. Pero I guess it's yun nga, tamang casting talaga siya.
Yeah.
Tamang casting. Hindi siya nag-work kung iba yung leading man or iba yung leading lady.
And nabanggit yung kay Director Net, diba, Tadhana,
Yeah.
Kita-Kita. Yung ano rin yung vision rin ng director,
Mhm.
I think gave it parang gave the genre a new breath, a new style. Iba yung style ni Tonet, iba yung style ni Sigrid. Na yun yung, I think, what resonated with the audience na parang, okay, medyo iba to than yung formula na kinasanayan.
So, I guess yun yung, challenge na people think na a formula will work. But at the same time, clearly audiences also want something new.
Yeah. Ano talaga eh. Ano rin we cannot say example a formula like Tadhana or Kita-Kita is sustainable for
Yeah,
all
yeah.
other. No? Hindi siya
Hindi
talaga.
siya ganun.
Pero the mainstream ones, when they hit the right example, a film like Rewind. Hindi ko alam kung mag-go off the record ako, but I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of the film. No offense to the makers. But it's the biggest film na kumita. Or let's say, Hello, Love Again.
Yeah.
But those are films na hindi mo nga pwedeng i-sustain all throughout the year. Parang, in a year, we'll have how many films na mag-hit? And considering example, last year or this year, we're close to over 100 films already have been shown in cinemas.
Yeah.
Strangely, ang daming productions, ang daming pelikula, pero konti lang yung hit. And I'm really trying to figure out how do producers sustain that nga.
No, I think, well, number one to that point about the formula, no? Tama si Alex said that there's sort of like a checklist na you know that people will like it. Pero at the same time, like anything, di ba, naghahanap ang tao na, pero what's new about it? So yung, ano yung idadagdag mo? Ano yung plus one? Di ba? Ano yung, the new milieu, the new environment, the new casting, di ba? There must be something new about it. Hindi pwedeng exactly the way it used to be. And I think yun yung what producers are trying to figure out. Now, how do producers sustain it? Honestly,
They boodle each other.
yeah. They try to
Sorry
convince
about
each other na, come on, di ba? Sosyo tayo
Huwag
dito.
ka na magpabayad dito. Gawin natin to. Tapos ako yung, isang taon na pala ako walang kita. Okay.
No, pero kasi you never know. You never know which film will hit. But I advise other producers, the worst thing that you can do after you have a flop, of course, if you can afford it, the worst thing that you can do is stop. Kasi the moment you stop, then the momentum is gone, number one. And this industry, you need the momentum. You need your ear to the ground. You need to understand what's going on. If you stop running with the rest of the industry, kakapain mo ulit yan. Di ba?
Ang weird, ganyan nga. Kasi ako, si mismo, walang momentum eh, di ba? Pag ayaw ko, ganyan. Tapos, when I'm back, tagal niya nawala, nandiyan pa pala siya. Parang, pwede ba hindi ko lang bet yung, alam mo yan, pero hindi ako makaganon sa momentum. Wala ako nung sustain ba?
Well, okay lang naman yun. Kasi as artist, naman yung kabaligtaran.
Ayun nga, I was going to say, hindi ka naman mainstream producer.
Sabagay.
You're actually an independent artist.
Yeah.
Talaga. So,
Artista.
when you feel like doing it, which I think is a good baseline for independent cinema in any country.
Yes.
Yeah.
You don't really have to think of the income. As long as sustainable yung word na kaya ko pa ulit gumawa ulit ng pelikula.
Tama yung momentum eh.
Na parang,
yung producer ang kailangan ng momentum. Yung artist tama yung may pahinga, so performers, directors, writers.
Yeah.
You need to take the step back.
Yeah.
Yung producer though, yun lang yung challenge. Even if you're not producing, if you still want to get back into this game, you have to understand how it is evolving, to your point. Kasi pag umatras ka na sobrang tagal, sobrang ligaw ka.
You're lost now
when you
sa
come back.
market.
As a producer, yun yung ng producer. Challenge na sa producer.
Ikaw yung biggest earner last year, no?
Sa
Metro Manila Film Fest.
Yung kay Vice, yes.
Okay. We don't have to reveal pero why do you think that was the biggest earner?
To be I guess honest about how it went about. Si Vice kasi did not do a film for a while.
Yeah. So
But,
there was okay.
Na-miss siya. But at the same time, what I credit Vice on is alam niya that the audience na loyal sa kanya for 10 years or so are now looking for a new Vice. Kaya nga siya mismo nagja-joke ng Vice 2.0 eh. Diba? So talagang hinanap niya si Direk June to work with. At sinabi niya na kailangan kong gumawa ng pelikula na iba na sa ginagawa ko dati kasi naghahanap ng tao ng bago. So we brainstormed with Vice. Kaya yung theme ng Breadwinner, from brainstorming with Vice pa lang yun. So I think that was the magic of it. The fact that you have a star that was now heavily invested in the project, knew that this is a direction that he wanted to take his career, diba? And it was a risk. At alam niya yung risk. Alam niya. And Star Cinema supported that. Kasi sila talagang may formula. Diba? And let's face it, that formula has worked for them year and year.
Yeah.
So, ang laking risk na baliin at pinabali nila yung formula. So I think that was the key.
At least may instinct yung actor to actually know na yung market niya. Baka nag-evolve na din.
Yes.
Yeah.
At least, di ba? Gusto niya ng bago.
Pero rare ba yun na the artist is there from the very beginning? Like, have you ever experienced that na nandun ka sa start?
Ako lagi namang ganun.
Okay, that's good.
Even sa kita-kita naman nandun ako. Iba pa yung kwento nun bago dumating si Sigrid eh. Totally different one. So, nung nakita ni Sigrid yun, sabi niya, hindi, gagawa ko sarili kong kwento. So, doon pumasok yung blind, yung mas naghulma sa aming dalawa ni Empoy more than the first script concept story na hindi si Sigrid yung gumawa. So, ayun.
I think
parang alam mo iba gumawa, no? Ba't sorry. Yung issue niya parang iba yung alam ko. Ayun.
may reaction eh.
May reaction siya, parang iba alam ko. Oo.
Nasisipan ako sa ilan.
Okay lang ako. Ako, I just wanted to bring up na parang, inisip ko recently is na meron bang mga independent films that can, when I think of the last few independent films that have really struck, I think of Balota, I think of Patay na si Jesus, right? And I was trying to think throughout our conversation na parang meron bang pelikula na na malaking hit siya pero hindi siya sobrang hindi siya powered by like a star, you know. You are a star, alam mo yan.
Okay lang ako.
Pero naalala ko is Remington, Zombadings, patay sa showcase si Remington, which earned a lot of money, I think in 2011, 2012, and that actually, the money behind that actually allowed them, creative producers like Sina Moira to produce Norte, which is diametrically opposed na features, diba? Pero both of those features are backed by similar people, diba? And at the same time, you know, hindi naman it's antithetical to yung kinoconsider natin na mainstream, di ba? Patayin sa Shokot si Remington is about, ano yun, parang nagtatransform sila into gays, di ba?
Tsaka title pa lang eh. Parang, di ba?
Alam mong may ano na eh.
Ang hirap ng daan.
Oh, it's a
for-
very B-movie film, di ba? And ang Norte is a 4.5 hour epic from Lav Diaz, di ba? Na nag-festival circuit. And you would think that these films, di ba, would have a hard time finding their audiences, but they really found their audiences, locally and internationally. Ang Remington, di ba, it wasn't just a local hit, like it was adopted by all of these different genre festivals. And so for me, that when you brought up your question, that was what was fascinating to me. And siguro yun na yung hinahanap ko now, na parang kaya ba ng, let's just say, some random filmmaker from, let's just say, ano ba, bagong graduate sa UPFI, di ba, na from short films niya makakagawa siya ng Lilia Kuntapay without the infrastructure of like festival grant, or let's just say an FDCP or an NCCA. Posible kaya yun?
With the EGL, hindi na. Before pwede.
Yeah, because
Pwede ka pang gumawa ng passion project lang to guys. Wala akong pambayad pa sa inyo, pero in the future, wala nang ganun ngayon.
Yung cost kasi go up. I mean, we're doing it properly.
Yeah, of course.
Let's say that. Pero, syempre, hindi ka na pwedeng bara-bara ngayon. Everything has to be, diba? Everybody has to be paid well. The days have to be, decent.
The hours, hanggang dito
Diba?
ka lang.
But ano ko lang, coming from independent cinema, ang roots ko is, as a filmmaker sa independent, these limitations are just new struggles to be more creative.
That's true.
In a year or two, there will be another indie film na mag-hit. Ano ko lang yung Remington Norte, example mo though, one of my favorite films ng Norte. But the bigger question there is, did they produce again? Have they? It's a question.
I have to double check. Pero in the last few years, yes. Pero hindi ko alam if the same groups.
We don't know. Pero ang maganda doon kasi, as a filmmaker, I'm sure Norte, wala naman siyang goal of making money.
Yeah.
Alam mo yun? Or, the idea is expression and selling culture. And, alam mo yun? As diametrically, Remington was meant for box office. Ang gandang formula sana nun. Which I think you guys do.
Yeah.
You kind of balance
you make
art
one for
house,
the wallet and make one for the soul.
Yeah, oo. So, it might be a good formula. Pero hindi ko lang alam kung super sustainable pa. As to your question, parang, but yun nga, even with EGL, kasi I am a proponent then of being pro-worker, I prefer that we have pro-worker limitations. And like before, panibagong creative hurdle lang siya for filmmaker. Kasi I mean, in an era where people can make films and democratize na we're doing a show now, and with how many cameras pa, compared to 5 years ago na you have to be a studio talaga.
Yeah.
So, it's just another struggle. Pero yun nga, yung context kasi natin lagi, profit and industry. Which isn't always the case when we talk about cinema.
Balikin ko yung sinabi mo. Ano yung example ng limitation for yung pro-worker limitation?
Example, 14 hours lang.
Yeah.
You're limited to just 14 hours. Imagine if you're a producer, I'm renting a house for 1 million pesos. Imagine lang, I'm renting a house for 1 million pesos, pero yung mga eksena ko, lalagpas ng 14 hours. Do I rent that house again tomorrow for another million? May latak akong 3 scenes. So, then you become creative. As a producer, as an actor, as a director, then you work around it. There are limitations na might be prohibitive na. Ang dami ko, babarili ako ng dole nito. I mean, yung the out of town rate, and then there are some benefits na welfare that as a freelance worker, toka mo na sana. Kasi you're a citizen, you pay your taxes, you buy your own SSS and your own health benefits. That's how a democratic society works. Pero yun nga, the law requires producers to pay for that already. So again, but these are limitations na you're thriving. I think thriving
you have
company
to work
niyo.
around it eh. Like kunyari, one such limitation that it's not even EGL. It's way back pa. Because I had a dialogue with Dolly about it. I said, I understand that we have to protect child performers.
Oh yeah, the
no
minors
problem with
law.
that.
Oo.
Diba? But you have to now realize, why don't we have many titles with
Ang
children.
hirap eh. Ang hirap.
Because producers have shied
Super.
away. So unlike before na lumaki mga bata sa mga Sedi, Sarah Munting Prinsipe, Prinsesa,
Yeah.
etc. Wala nang gumagawa ng ganon.
Yeah, that's
Because
true.
nobody can afford it. Tapos even on TV, di ba? Wala na.
Wala na
yung
talaga.
mga
Kasi
ganyang
by
story.
law,
Even
you
the
can
seniors,
only work
mahirap
with
i-cast.
minors
Yeah.
for 4 hours. 4 shooting hours a day.
So now we're working with, in our movie, we have a child performer. So we have to be very clever about how to utilize the time.
Yep.
Pero we have so many shooting days and that bloated the budget already.
Sobra.
Yeah.
So yun nga yung parang you work around the limitations. It does not stop you from doing it, but may trade-off. Either you change the project,
yeah.
you change the casting,
Oo.
di ba? Or you just really have to find more investors. And in that case, I know that I have a film that's going to be expensive. The only window where I could possibly do that would be for the MMFF. Kasi mas malaki ang chance ko to recover the investment. So yun yung what I'm saying. Yung
Yeah.
parang the project itself, you now have to figure out, from end to end, what your plan is. Otherwise, you change the project. It's a different project.
I have a question. I'm curious. I actually always wanted to ask you. Ang brave kasi ng idea first. Example,
Agree.
yung Your Mother Son. Parang may hopes ba nakikita yung a film like Your Mother Son? Which is very courageous and especially in the Pinoy context of
So, tawa na lang ako.
Meron bang ganun yung malay mo naman?
No, pero okay, this is an example. No? Coming out of the pandemic, Jun wanted to go back to his roots in the filmmaking, di ba? We did 2 films almost back to back. About Us But Not About Us
Yeah.
and Your Mother's Son. Halos magkasunod yung ginawa. So the point na we had to traffic, alin yung una naming tatapusin in post-production kasi di pwedeng in the same year sila i-release.
Yeah, that's true. They'll compete.
Sukob yun?
Parang sukob. Yes. May ganun. Ay, sukob. No, but About Us But Not About Us, we were able to recover.
Yeah, kumita yun eh. I
Yes.
remember maganda
Actually,
yung...
not in theaters, but in streaming. But in theaters, we made enough to recover. Target ko talaga nun was mabawi lang yung marketing expense at distribution expense. Okay na ako kasi yung streaming, mababawi ko yung production. So may ganun. But Your Mother's Son, hindi pa kami nakahanap. And yet Your Mother's Son nag-premiere sa Toronto.
Wow.
Yeah.
Diba?
Yeah.
Which is a bigger festival. Ang About Us But Not About Us premiered in Tallinn.
Talent, yes.
So,
It won the Critics' Prize.
yeah, minsan swertihan eh. Yung timing ng pasok ng About Us But Not About Us, timing ng, at that time, Prime Video was acquiring titles, tama yung pasok niya. Yung Your Mother's Son, hinahanapan pa namin. But you don't know eh. You don't know these things. Sorry, I'll just jump to another project. Anino sa Likod ng Buwan, you made it into a film.
Yeah.
Did the festival rounds? Absolutely no money. Nothing at all na pumapasok. Little did we know that when we made it into a play,
Dun
that's when we
kumita.
made money.
Yeah.
The play actually is starting to pay for the production of the
No
film
way.
10 years ago. I mean, kaya you never know these things nga eh. Kaya nga sinasabi ko, basta you just have to be very creative about it. Kasi these things that you work on, meron rin yung, may buhay rin siya somewhere later on. You really just have to have your eyes open kung ano yung opportunities.
Pero ang fascinating nun kasi napapansin ko rin because I also like write about theater and I also used to be like in theater na ang galvanized ng audiences around theater in general.
Yeah.
Parang I think most productions at the very least break even. Even yung mga actors, what they do sometimes is they buy shows so that they can earn more money through the productions, right? Which I think is good. Kasi nga, obviously, if you have a show and then ito yung show mo, bibili ka ng section nun kasi papuntahin mo doon lahat ng friends and family mo, which just makes sense, right? And parang you may something about like the theater landscape that I think independent cinema can also learn from because doon yung totoong like I think word of mouth. Merong something about the experience, may something about the encounter with actual artists, di ba? May something na nakikita mo na kung saan pupunta yung puhunan mo and nakaka-interact mo sila immediately that is so, I guess, empowering for audiences. The chance to actually see artists and talk to them after is a huge thing also. And so, kaya I think part of why pumapatok ang things like MMFF or Cinemalaya or these festivals also is because merong chance rin to encounter artists.
Nakapag-meet and greet na sa next.
Oo, mag-show ka na.
Yun talaga yun.
Pero strange Jason, no? Kasi ang teatro, mahal pa. Minsan 3,000
Yes.
pesos.
Yeah.
So, pero laging puno. As in, literally, laging puno ang teatro ngayon.
It's an event kasi. People go there, see it as an event, they're part of it. The problem with film, and I hope we could change this, is it didn't become special anymore. Yeah. And that's why I think, Sunshine, example, the effort that they did to do talkbacks almost every night, diba? Food delivery did the same thing, talkbacks.
Some nights din, talkbacks.
Kasi nagkakaroon ng event value.
When did that happen, yung hindi naging special? During streaming, around that time?
I think partly because of streaming. I feel like ako yung pwede magsabi. Okay. Because I think, so before, diba, if you wanted to watch a film, let's just say Jaws, diba? Or let's just say Norte or Zombadings, you would have a certain theatrical window. Yeah. Maybe it's 2 weeks or something, depending, it would extend based on word of mouth, right? And then there were opportunities for you to see a film again because it would be turned into physical media, right? Or or something like that,
DVD,
or
Blu-ray.
DVD, Blu-rays, and this like. But because nowadays, most films in the Philippines, especially, right, have deals with streaming services, for example, diba? They would transform. Audiences would just expect na I can see this later on. And what I was talking to Dodo Dayaw about this, na parang what was interesting is that ang weird nung paradox, because streaming promises an unlimited amount of access, right? But at the end of the day, because no one is really watching a lot of these films as much, it kind of also paradoxically kills access, diba? I'm not saying that this is true across the board, diba? Kasi obviously, sa regions, for example, ako taga Pangasinan ako, I would have never had the opportunity to watch something like Love at First Stream, right? Which was in MMFF, pero patay yung sinehan sa amin eh. So, it was the only chance really through streaming, right? And so, I still haven't figured out, and actually globally, that's the general problem, diba? Na parang, how do you extend the window theatrically, and how do you make audiences interested in films that are on streaming? Because a lot of the money is also there, diba?
Yes.
Yun,
Sa Italy, may rule na pag pinalabas sa sinehan, parang 10 months pa siya pwede mag-streaming.
Wow.
Which is,
Wow,
I think
tagal ng
it's
10
fair
months,
for, yes, parang, so kung gusto mo siyang panoorin, kung ayaw mong ma-FOMO, panoorin mo na siya ngayon.
Yeah.
Kasi kawawa lang, kasi kailangan
Is it a law kaya?
Kailangan gawin na natin.
I'm trying to figure out if that's a law.
No, pero
Tama din siya eh. Kasi nga, nabibigyan ng chance yung cinemas.
Tsaka may waiting period, diba? But the
To add
challenge
lang
now-
din kay Jason, apart from streaming, just to answer that question, inflation, ticket prices,
Ang mahal talaga.
medyo tumaas talaga. Umabot at some point to like 490 pesos kung regular, tapos pag IMAX, 1,000.
Pamasahe mo pa,
so,
yung pagkain mo pa, popcorn.
Ang
So,
maganda ngayon, medyo nagre-react yung industry, binababa to 250 ngayon ng tickets, no?
Which is good.
280,
Oh.
That's good for the audience, hindi ko alam, and it's a question to both producers. Is it enough, yung 250? It's better than content,
better than
right?
nada.
Yeah. No, alam mo, no, but because we talked about it with the other producers, no. Ultimately, the producers just asked na give us the flexibility. Kasi some films, kunyari, MMFF, diba? And let's face it, kunyari, film ni Vice can command a higher price, diba? Pero some films, alam mo na mahihirapan ka because you're trying to reach the students.
Tama naman.
Diba? So, babaan mo. And that's where I'm happy that the cinemas have started to open up the idea na parang allow us to have a dialogue with you kesa yung magbibigay kayo ng isang rate for all.
Yeah.
So, kaya ngayon nagbababaan. Kasi if your market is medyo younger, students, ganyan, at saka
Dapat
non-festival, dapat pwede kang magbaba.
Kaya nga, the struggle is healthy. Okay. It makes people become more creative. How will the producers react? How will the theaters react? How do filmmakers react? How do government agencies like us react and aid the industry? So I think it's actually healthy. It's part of the evolution, actually.